Hello everyone and welcome again to my channel Fifth and Key Property Network. This is a brand new episode and today we're going to be talking about something very valuable. Whether you're a first-time home buyer trying to navigate the property maze or you're a serial investor looking to expand your portfolio, this video is for you. You know why? Because today we're going to be talking about different title documentations you should look out for when you're trying to buy property. Let's get this. Now, full disclaimer, I am not a legal practitioner, neither am I a government agent. All information provided is through research and my sales experience. Now, let's get into this, shall we? First off is the receipt of purchase. This simple yet essential document serves as the evidence of payment of the property. It provides clarity and transparency in aspects regarding the financials of the transaction. However, the receipt of purchase doesn't actually provide sufficient legal protection, especially when other title documentations are missing. For the pros, receipts are easy and inexpensive to produce. All that is required are just basic information like the name, the date of the transaction, the amount of the transaction, etc. And also, in the absence of formal title documents, they can serve as the evidence that a purchase or a transaction took place at a particular date and time. Receipts do not formally convey legal title and ownership rights. Without the essential title documents, the claims of ownership of the property can still be questioned or challenged. And also, it can be easily forged or manipulated than official title documents that are registered and have checks and balances. That's why it is less authoritative in legal disputes. Second on the list, survey plan. This graphical representation of a parcel of land is essential for verifying the boundaries, dimensions, and other relevant details. It also helps to prevent boundary disputes and helps the customer know exactly what they are buying. However, it is very expensive to conduct. For the pros, it can accurately map out access routes and any encroachment on the land. It can also help to resolve disputes if boundaries or title claims are contested. And finally, it can correct errors in older title documents. And for the cons, commissioning surveys and demarcating boundaries can be time-consuming and also very expensive. And again, surveys may either shift or disappear over a long period of time. And finally, existing surveys may not actually match the records of earlier title documents. Next up is the building plan approval document. This document is very necessary for properties where buildings have been constructed or are to be constructed. It ensures that proposed building plans comply with relevant regulations and safety standards. While the building plan approval enhances the value and marketability of the property, the approval process can be time-consuming and very complex. Obtaining this document through the appropriate channels can strengthen your claims of ownership backed with legitimate title documentations. Alright, we'll move on to the pros. And number one, it indicates government approval on construction on the land. And number two, it helps substantiate ownership claims if legally obtained. And number three, it provides detailed information on allowed structures and uses for the land. Now, to some of the cons. Informal construction may proceed even without the approval plans, and forged or inaccurate building plan approval is very possible. And finally, it does not guarantee that the existing title document you have is valid. Next on our list is the deed of assignment. This legal document is used to transfer ownership or interest in a property from one party to the other. It is crucial for establishing the clear chain of ownership and also ensuring that the property rights are properly conveyed. While the deed of assignment provides flexibility for property transactions, it requires careful crafting and execution to avoid legal disputes. Talking about the pros, deed of assignment can serve as evidence of sale and enable the new owner stake claim during title transfer. And secondly, it can contain the agreed terms and conditions of transfer between parties. Now, for the cons, it's possible for illicit duplicates and fraudulent deeds to be created, which can lead to litigation, and it does not automatically confer legal title to property without the right registration. Next up on our list is one of the popular ones, which is a governor's consent document. This document is required when transferring land with a certificate of occupancy from one party to the other. It signifies the state governor's consent to the transfer of interest in the land. While the governor's consent can add an extra layer of legitimacy to the property transaction, obtaining it can involve a lot of bureaucratical hurdles and additional fees. So, for the pros, it confirms the state government's consent for land deals such as sales or transfer of statutory rights. It also provides extra layer of verification for future potential disputes. And finally, it facilitates the change of ownership recording for legal and tax purposes. Now let's talk about the cons. Acquiring this document entails lengthy delays navigating bureaucracy. It opens opportunity for exploitation through bribery and corruption, and the process is prone to administrative hurdles, especially if paperwork is incomplete. And finally on our list is the almighty Certificate of Occupancy. Certificate of Occupancy, also known as C of O, is an official document issued by the government that grants legal ownership rights to the holder for a specific period, which is usually 99 years. It signifies that the government recognizes the holder as a lawful occupant of the property. This document is the holy grail of property ownership in Nigeria. It grants the holder the right to use, occupy, develop the land for a specific period, which is typically 99 years. The C of O provide a strong sense of security and legitimacy to property owners, which makes it highly valuable in the real estate market. So let's talk about the pros of having a C of O. It provides legal proof and government backing in land ownership and property rights. This can help to prevent future disputes or claims. Now, having a C of O makes property transactions like transfer, mortgages, and sales easier by formally verifying ownership status, and also it adds value and marketability to a property with an authoritative verification paper trail. Now, talking about the cons of obtaining a C of O. Navigating the bureaucracy to be issued a C of O can be extremely slow, opaque, and frustrating, and then informal arrangement may still prevail in practice, diminishing its status. Then corrupt officials can solicit bribes and inflate costs through the process. The Certificate of Occupancy is the highest form of title documentation you can have on your property, and believe me when I say this, if you have a C of O with 99 years, the value of your property is going to go through the roof. So we have discussed about 6 major title documentations you should look out for when trying to purchase a property in Nigeria today. Of course, I didn't mention all the title documents that are out there, but you can check some of them in the description below. Okay, so before I go, one of our viewers asked me a question about Certificate of Occupancy being a root title. So let's go to the question. If you're buying a property from a company or an individual with a Certificate of Occupancy as the root title, will you be given a deed of assignment as your own personal title document? Now, if you're purchasing a property from a company or an individual that holds a C of O as his root title, what you'll be given is a deed of assignment to show as proof of transfer. However, this does not make you the new legal title holder in the government's eye. In order for you to complete the title transfer process in your own name with the backing that the C of O provides, you still have to go through bureaucratic process by rectifying the C of O and submitting the deed of assignment to the appropriate authorities. Only then will you be able to hold the root title documentation. So thank you all for watching this video. My name is Afolabi Sebastian. I'm an investment advisor in sales and marketing. And if you enjoy this content, please do me a solid by liking this video, subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comment section and I'm definitely going to respond. Thank you and bye.